Hey, Mr. Alvey. How's it going over there? You guys get a lot of ice and snow or anything like that? Snow day. Oh, yeah. It's a snow day here. We got about 10 inches on the ground. We got a lot of snow down. A lot of ice, start out with, and a few inches of sleet. And oh my, yeah, that's awful. Oh, them birds are wanting food. Let me go take some bird seed out there. I can't make it to the bird feed because it's just covered up with snow out there. Let me go get some bird seed out there for them. I do have some bowls out there, and I got a table on our porch. So I'm going to just scatter bird seed all on that table. Let the birds feast. It is cold out here, so. Woo, it's cold, cold, cold. Ooh, I should have. There we go. Oh, man. Yeah, we do have packages that are going to go out, but unless somebody snowplows our side street, I don't think we're gonna have any mail going out tomorrow. Not stepped outside for sure. Oh yeah, hey there, David. So we're gonna try to do the drawing on Thursday evening. I'm looking at Thursday evening. Let me write myself a note here because I don't want to. We're gonna draw for the rods. We're probably gonna go for. We're gonna do an early drawing because it's gonna be cold all week. So I'm thinking somewhere between 5 and 6 o'clock, most likely. Yeah, we're not going to be above freezing much this week. And I got to call my doctor's office because I have my injections on Wednesday, and the high is Wednesday is for like 32 degrees, but we're having it early in the morning, and so odds are it's going to be like 10 degrees. So I don't know. We may have to reschedule the injections here. I'm in Oklahoma. Oklahoma. I'm northeast Oklahoma. We're not all the way north, but we're in the northeastern quadrant. We're up by Tulsa. That's where we're at. We're up by Tulsa. This here's our checkmate jig. This is a 1/16 ounce. We got, I don't know, and on the Tulsa news, they're thinking uh, probably about 8 inches, 7 or 8 inches, but we live about 7 miles north of that, and we have at least 12 inches, at least 12 inches on the ground. I don't know what the official snow count's going to be, but we'll find out here soon. So I just been telling everybody 10 inches. So in front of my house, so I don't get too bad. Yeah, we had again. I live on Alvy knows kind of sort of where I live at, and we had a truck hauling a boat, and there was no cover on the boat, and he looked like he was going to the lake. So I'm like, yeah. I don't imagine that. I hope he's not trying to fish. It is cold out there. And that little car. No. Do you live along a highway there, Alvy? Yeah, we've had a couple of cars. We've had the snowplows go by too. Encased in ice, yeah. I got a few more of these to tie. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I got 6 more to do after this. And then we'll switch over to the dream catcher. We'll do a few of those. There's Featherhead. To have grilled cheese and brave the weather for about 30 yards to the shop. Oh my, you got 30 yards to walk? I got 22 and a half steps to take here. That's all I have. I don't have much. 7, 8 inches snow in Arnold, south of us, Farmington, Missouri. They got 12 so far. Ah, yeah. I think anything above 3 inches is decent amount of snow. If you're not used to it, you know, that's quite a bit of snow. That's now we have snow drifts up here that are probably about 2.5 foot tall, but we got a decent amount. This has been the most snow that since we've lived in Claremore again. You know, we moved back down here, I don't know how many years ago. Well, about 11 years ago, I think now. Yeah, I think it's been about 11 years. This is the most snow I've seen since we've moved back to Claremore. Making me want to rabbit hunt. Yep. How you doing there, Mr. Wayman? It's actually warming up pretty decent in here now. I have 3 heaters going. I got my big box heater. It sits on one of our tables. And then I got a heater behind me blowing towards the back of the chair. And then I have a little bitty box heater uh, right basically on my right leg. Yesterday I only had 2 heaters running. And I'm like, nah, I need to find that other heater. Fill the smoker with about half a dozen rabbit. Oh, yeah. We haven't had rabbit here in a while. My mother-in-law raises rabbits. Oh, really? They're still in season for about a month or two? I didn't know there was a season for rabbit. I thought you could hunt rabbit year-round. I haven't gone rabbit hunting since I was a little kid. I'd go with my dad and my uncles. We used to also go dove hunting too. Till March, yeah. We used to go squirrel hunting quite a bit. Me and my buddies. We'd also go coon hunting. We'd also hunt the armadillos because there were so many armadillos and they were somewhat of a hindrance. I don't know if you can do that anymore down in Texas. .22 caliber air rifle. That sounds pretty cool. Yep. And a Jack Russell. And a 410 double barrel. Yeah. Yeah, these here are the checkmate jigs. This is basically the Mad Shad head with the red eye. Later on, we may get to the actual Mad Shad, and that's what it looks like with the silver eye. Let me adjust my little pad I had behind me. It keeps wanting to slide low. Oh, there we go. That feels a lot better. Okay, we got 5 more of these dudes to make, and then we're going to switch over to the dream catcher. Yeah, I keep getting these restrictions over on TikTok, and it just really stinks. I'm hoping that they change up now that they switched ownership. I'm hoping they change some things around with their algorithm a little bit. I think they're going to change their music policy pretty soon to be kind of like more like here it is on YouTube. The over under. Who's going to win today, guys? Who's going to the Super Bowl? Who is going to the Super Bowl? Who do you think is going to go to the Super Bowl? Good day. How's it going there, Nate? Pats? Yep, maybe. Yeah, they got to go to Denver. And I think they have never won a. They were talking on the news. They've never won a playoff game in Denver. I don't cost no green to tap that screen. You got that right there. Hi there, Spunky. How are you doing? We got Spunky in the house. Doing great. Good deal. Hey there, Owen. How are you doing there, buddy? Keeping warm. I am too. I braved it out here in the shop here. I'd say it's probably 9 o'clock maybe when I made it out here. I did get a custom order uh, last night, so I'll be working on that probably tomorrow a little bit, either tomorrow or Tuesday. So for rainbow and browns, what would you recommend? I would say almost anything on our site for browns. Alvy fishes for browns. I don't know if Alvy's in the channel. I think he uses the Midnight, and I can't remember if he uses the Barbie doll or the Thunderbird when he catches them. Hey there, Gary. I would just go with whatever normal colors you use. And if you had to go on our website, you know, just pick out, some of the similar colors that you would normally use. And then pick out some color that you wouldn't use. But because sometimes it's those oddball colors that will sometimes get you on them. Have I seen or used epoxy powder paint? Um, what's the brand you talking about there, Featherhead? Some of these companies don't. It won't say on the label that it's an actual epoxy. I've never used one. I don't think. Now I used the Stardust powder coat, and I have no clue what that is. I want to say it's these little granules. They feel like rubber almost. In-house Barlow's Brown. Yeah, I think it's the same thing that I have here. I have some. I have some of the Stardust. Now I don't think they call it Stardust anymore. Let me go grab one of those containers here and see what it says on there. A couple of years ago, this company had sent me some powder coat, and they asked me to try it out. And the only thing that they could equate it to. Let me do something here. Yeah, this pillow keeps wanting to go low. I don't want it to go low. Okay, let me see if that helps out. They had sent me this powder coat. And let's see here. And they asked me to try it out. It's been sitting up on the top. And I tried it out, but the granules were too big at that time. Yeah, it's called Stardust. This is the green, pumpkin green. I don't know if you guys can see that. And let me see what it says on there. Hit again the powder so that it can homogenize and circle the jig. Put eyes on, or not. Dip it in the water. Shake it for 10 seconds. No baking needed. Boom, ready to fish. It becomes very durable with paint chipping. It doesn't say. But the granules were too big. And they didn't have any colors. And I don't know if you've ever had that gator guard or gator coating, but that's the only thing I can equate it to. It's pretty good powder coat, but I had to have the temperatures on really hot to get it to stick to the jig head. And for some of the smaller lures, it just wasn't going to be practical. Hey, Mr. Remington. Yeah. The company Stardust sold over to Lure Parts Online. I don't even know if Lure Parts Online is still the company name. I think it's lureparts.com now. But they had reached out to me at the time. They didn't have any chartreuse. They had no disco colors. And so I told them, I said, if you come up with a chartreuse, a hot pink, there's a couple other colors I wanted that I like with ProTech. I said, if you come up with those colors, I'll go ahead and promote you guys and stuff. And at the time, they just had all bass colors, and that's mainly what they got into. Now, Stardust sold over to Lure Parts, And I don't know. I don't know if that's an epoxy. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know if that's if there's a temperature on here. But you don't have to bake this. It's and once I did get a head coated, uh, it was indestructible. I mean, you couldn't chip it. You couldn't do anything to it. And again, it was really good paint. It was hard to apply on the smaller lures, on bass lures, on spinner blades, things like that. It worked really good. Um, but as far as getting it on a 1/64th ounce, it just to get it to the heat that I needed to get it to, I would have probably been melting lead off the hooks on those little bitty ones. But no, I've never tried that stuff with I haven't bought anything from Barlow's in a long time. But that's interesting though. I'll do some reading up on it. I used to buy from Barlow's when I first started, and I didn't have any accounts with Wopsy or anything like that. And then I did end up getting an account with Barlow's, and what ended up happening was I couldn't get. I had better prices with Wopsy than with Barlow's, and so it just kind of made sense for me to order the majority of my stuff from Wopsy. And Barlow's, they're a good company. They've been around forever. 7 inches of snow. Hey there, Renee. I got my son shoveling snow. You guys want to see my son shoveling snow? Let's get this jig tied. Yeah, I see this big old bear of a figure out in my front yard. Yeah, you want to see my son shoveling snow? Yeah, he's a big old kid. He's about 6 foot tall, weighs about 300 pounds. Big old fella. Yeah, we got about 10 inches here. That's about what we got. I may order a small can and see. Yeah, do that. That'd be awesome there. Yep. Let's see. About a foot of snow here in Cincy. I'm doing good. Hey, let's go over and let's go see my snow. You guys can see how. You doing okay?
Yeah.
We got more yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's deeper this morning. You want to say hi to YouTube?
No.
No? Yeah, he don't want to be on camera. He's doing the shop too. If I keep doing that. It's snowing till evening. Oh, really? Yeah, we've been getting little flurries here and there. It quit snowing here around about 8 o'clock, 8:30, somewhere in there. Okay, we got 3 more to make in this color, and then we're going to switch on over. We've been really fortunate. When was it? Thursday night or into Friday, around 4 in the morning, we lost our electric. And we lost it for about 10 minutes, if that, maybe 15 minutes. And that was before the snow started coming. And we have not lost our electric in the midst of, you know, of the snow. We've been very fortunate. Ziadi, welcome in. Ruben, nice porch. Yeah, we got a nice little porch here in our shop. I think he, I think we were all thinking that the place where he works at was going to be closed. They did close yesterday, but they're open today. You may have to go into work later on, but I don't think he can't get out of the driveway. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of the driveway. We got so much snow down. Oh, well, thank you there, Spunk. We could get up to 16 inches. Oh man. Yeah, you guys keep my daughter in your prayers. A lot of the places in Claremore are closed, and a lot of the side streets are not plowed. And my daughter has had all this morning a fever of 104 degrees. And if you don't know my daughter's real little. She's tiny, tiny thing. And anyhow, the sheriffs were running. They were doing emergency runs for people that needed aid. So they were going to have the sheriff take her to uh, the hospital. So we haven't heard anything on our end on how she's doing, but she had a really high fever this morning. So keep my daughter in your prayers. Her name is Jenna. Yeah, there's only like maybe 3 or 4 restaurants open in Claremore. We saw the coverage on the news this morning. They were driving through Claremore, and there's just snow everywhere. Yeah, she was young, man. That is really really young there. Make sure to keep Remington's family in your prayers too. This here again is the Checkmate jig. 1/16 ounce. We do offer it in a 32nd. We offer it in a no. Let me rewind there. We don't have this on the website yet. I don't know why I just said that. We do not have it on the website yet. I'm gonna try to add it this week. I was going to try to add it this weekend, and that in the Boca Vista, but we'll probably get it added either tomorrow or the next day. Yeah, today's going to be a short day. I'm probably going to get off here somewhere around 1:30. I'll probably be out of the shop. I thought I would brave it out here. Now tomorrow, it's going to be slick. It's going to be slick tomorrow. Let's see here. Hey there, Tommy. Oh, thank you there, Spunk. We did add a couple of new colors this last week. We added the Lethal Weapon and the Cool Breeze and the Dreamcaster. We added 3 new colors. We did take off some colors. We took off the June Bug. The June Bug is no longer offered on the site. So we're just going to go through rotations and get some different colors. We're going to try to offer a lot of new colors every month, but in order to do that, we got to drop off. We got to drop colors off. And these are the colors we just added. We added the Lethal Weapon, which looks like that. It's a pink, yellow, and the Flashaboo Pearl. And then we added the Cool Breeze, which is pink, and the Pearl Flashaboo. You can get those in 1/32, 16th, and 8th. And you can get them in a 16th or an 1/8 ounce with the pill head and eyes. Oh, you don't really get any notifications? Yeah, go to my account here, turn off the notification, and turn it back on. It may be something also with your phone settings. Sometimes you have to give an allowance for YouTube to give you notifications. I realized that too a couple of weeks ago. Some people don't have their phone set where they give the YouTube permission to give them notifications. And the same TikTok and Facebook too. But sometimes it's as simple as just turning off the notification and turning it back on. Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh man, I'm sorry about that. Oh yeah. Now I do also have a Discord, and every time I go live, I share it out to our Discord. Okay, I'm gonna back the camera off a little bit, and we're gonna switch colors up. So we're gonna get away from this. We're gonna go back to our rainbow, purple rainbow tinsel. Okay, we're gonna need purple thread, and we're gonna need silver flashing, silver crystal flash. I thought you didn't go live anymore. I go live. Have you been watching me just on YouTube, or did you watch me from TikTok too? Because I used to go on TikTok all the time, and I I just kept getting more and more restrictions over there, and so I just quit. I quit doing lives there as much. Now I do a live there at least once every day. I just don't you do it all day long like I used to. Now here on YouTube I do it all day long. Just YouTube. I don't like it. Yep. Yeah. TikTok's just been they've been weird. But we used to get a lot of people watching on our TikTok, and in the last couple of years it just got worse. We just weren't, you know, like earlier this morning I did do a live over there on TikTok, and we at the most we probably had 4 or 5 people watching. We couldn't get a lot of people watching over there. And the crazy thing, about a week ago, we had over 1,000 people watching. Okay, so I'm going to take you guys down here. We caught a fish and kept it. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is neck hackle feather here. We used to cut the tip and put them on the lures and use the feather tip, but not anymore. We changed up. I wanted to make some changes to our website and to the profile of the jig. We shortened up the lure just a little bit. One of the other things I changed up too was we're adding more flashing on the tail. Adding more flashing. So this is what I do for trimming it. The neck hackle is a very durable feather, and it could stand up to a lot. It doesn't have as much movement as the marabou feather, but you get a lot of durability out of it. We shortened up the jig just a little bit. Okay, we're going to trim this one, and then we're going to go back to tying. This will give me enough here to tie for a little while. Usually before I go live, I'll trim up a bunch of feathers and have them here, and then I go live in the morning. What to do? We believe that God is bigger than. Yep, thank you so much, Remington. You guys make sure to pick up Remington too. Pretty cool cat. Get my measurement, and that's a spot right there at the valley. That's my cutoff point. Okay, that's what it looks like when it's wet. We're going to throw some flashing on here. We're going to do a few of these. We're probably going to do about 9 or 12 of these all together. We do sell them 3 to a pack. They do come in 3 to a pack. Chartreuse and purple, yeah, those are great colors there. Well, yeah, we've sold a few of these since we put them on the website. We do offer these with round heads too. Sun's trying to pop out, or should I say poke out. Yeah, we should be getting the chenille here. I thought I had ordered it probably about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and they said it was on the way. And then I thought last week, I think it was like Wednesday or something. And I was like, I need to call them up because we haven't got it yet. And when they make me chenille, they're pretty good at getting it out to me really fast. And so I called him up, and he couldn't remember I'd put in the order. And I write down everything when I talk to Wapsi or whatever company. I'll write down what time I called them, who I talked to, and what I ordered, and if I'm talking to them over the phone. Because if you got an email, you got an email. You know, you got that for your paper record or whatever. And so I did put in the order, but I guess he didn't write it down or something. So I do have about 6 skeins of this color coming in. And then I got a couple of other colors coming in too. And so we are going to make the skeins available to, you know, in Purple Rain or Purple Rainbow. And we're also going to sell them in packs too. Yeah, thank you there, May. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get it here. I'm thinking I almost say it's a coin toss between next week or for next week. But I can almost imagine that we should have it here uh, most likely by the 1st of February. Thank you there, Jeremy. Thank you so much for the marshmallow. Ooh, yeah, there we go. So there's a couple of other colors I'm probably going to bring in too. But we'll have that purple rainbow available in skeins again and also packs. We did get in our monkey milk um, skeins. We have more monkey milk skeins. We were out. Now we had the monkey milk packs, but we just didn't have the skeins. And then we also did get back our the dragonfly skeins, and there's another color. Oh, the rainbow tinsel chenille. Yeah, the original rainbow tinsel. We have that back in stock too, in skeins. And then I think I'm having. Um, they've been working on a red and gold tinsel uh, chenille for me, so I should find out something about that here in the next week or two. I got a red and gold tinsel chenille. Like a skein of the purple rainbow. Yeah, it is. It is awesome looking. It is a really good. It's actually a size 4. Um, we're probably going to advertise it as a size 2, um, because most people know what size 2 is. It's basically a medium. But if you guys don't know, tinsel chenille, if you order a size 2, it is thin. It is really thin. So when I have chenille made, a lot of times I'm telling them to bump it up to a size 3 or 4 when it comes to the tinsel, because I want it to be, I want it to be big enough to put on uh, a 1/8 ounce or a 16th, but I want it to be small enough to work with the 1/32 too. Oh yeah, yeah. If you can, you can kind of maneuver on a size 4 tinsel, which is basically large tinsel. If you compare it to Wapsies, you can you can do more with that size 4. I mean, you could even put it on a 64th if you had to. Now, how you work that is, if you're new to lure making, how I pack my chenille on this lure here, it's tight. It is tight. If I packed it looser, it would be more like a woolly booger. But I always pack my tinsel chenille tight. Now with the 1/32, all you have to do is just when I say looser, you put more space in between your wraps, and this size 4 will work for a 1/32 pretty easy. Yep. Yeah, the tighter you pack it, it does look really good. Looks really sharp. You can pack it loose and turn it into somewhat of a woolly booger lure, which I've seen people do that too, and it's okay. I just like packing it tight because I want that solid color. A lot of times with the new age chenilles, for a long time, we're talking decades and decades. Uh, we couldn't. The people that make hand tied lures could not make the colors that you find in some of these plastic baits. With all the glitter they put in these plastic baits and just all the fancy colors, you really couldn't match that. And so for a long time, you had people that were switching over to plastics a little more because you had more color options. And with the innovation of New Age chenille, and not only that, the New Age tinsel chenille, which that's what this is here. It's basically a New Age tinsel because it has 3 different colors in it. It has a blend of blue, gold, and purple in it. And it has, within that, it has just a little bit of silver in it. And so, uh, anyway, with the New Age, the way they create the New Age chenille, it adds a lot more color on the body. So I'm gonna do a brief demo. Again, this is Featherhead's been tying jigs for a long time, so he may not need any tutorials. But for some of the people that are just brand new to tying, imagine this being a 1/32 ounce. And with the 1/32 ounce, if you do pack this chenille on there like super tight, it'll probably be just a little bit too big for it. So anyway, I'm going to add this here. Now I'm going to go through the wrapping procedure here. Now I like packing mine really tight, meaning that the threads are going to be side by side on here. And the tinsel is going to be, it's going to be a solid body, but you're going to have the different colors in it. Now with the 1/32 ounce, how you get by with larger chenille, instead of when you're wrapping it going more parallel, you go at a little bit of an angle, and you could create a little bit smaller or thinner body, and that's how you put it on a 1/32 there. You just put more of an angle on it when you're doing the wraps. And you try doing this with the small lure. Now I said you can use this chenille probably on a 1/64 too. You just have to pull it at an angle, and you'll get your body there, you know. But anyway, I do like using a large tinsel. Now at times I'll use a small tinsel. Sometimes I'll use, like on our 1/80th and 1/64 ounce, a lot of times I'm using the size 1 or a size 0 when I do those. So we don't, if I had a larger shop, I would probably sell more sizes of chenille. We do have a couple sizes of chenille in size 4. But I would like to, if we had a bigger shop, I'd be selling size 1, size 4. There's really no need for me to sell a size 6. The only people that use size 6 are the people that are making pike lures, musky lures, and then saltwater. But those are some really beautiful colors there once you get into those bigger sizes there. So this lure here again is the it's the Dreamcaster, or the Dreamcatcher. What am I talking about? Dreamcaster, the Dreamcatcher. We had this jig come out a couple of months ago on the website, and it had a pink head and it had a blue eye on it. And one of our salespeople that gets, our lures into these stores wanted the Dreamcatcher, but he wanted a chartreuse head. And so since we only had the Dreamcatcher out there for maybe a month, if that, at the time, I thought, yeah, I can change the color. We'll just change it on the website too, you know. And sure enough, we sold a bunch of these to that tackle store. And that is Fast Break out in Florida. So if you do have one of the dream catchers with a pink head on it, you might want to hold on to that. Who knows? It may be worth something one day. So I am also in discussion with the people that make our packages. We're trying to get a package made That's going to be like a limited edition package. It's going to be a different color. If you've ever seen our packages, we basically have the green and the chartreuse green. We're actually going to be looking at a different color for the limited edition, and so that'll be something there because we do have a few people that collect our lures, and that'll be kind of cool. Yeah, about 10 years ago, we found out there were these people that were just collecting every single lure I made. And so that's been pretty cool to get to see how that goes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll be talking to them again tonight or this evening. I'll be doing probably a video call or something with them. From New Zealand. Well, welcome in. Thank you so much. Wellington area. Oh, cool. We got a few people that watch us from New Zealand. We do have a few people that watch us. We get a few people that watch us from Australia. Hey, there's Bumblebee there. I'll be starting on his custom order here probably on Tuesday. I'm going to have to pour some heads for his order. But we finalized a custom order for him yesterday. So I'll probably be starting on his order sometime on Tuesday. Yeah, today and tomorrow I won't be in the shop a whole lot. I'll be doing half days because it's gonna be brutally cold tomorrow. We're gonna be in the negatives. We're gonna be really cold. So, yep. I do appreciate you guys. Man, we got 40 people in here, guys. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to do so. Tsunami reels I've used. I've never heard of tsunami reels. Let's see. See, hello friends and Ruben Flores Jig streaming. Oh, yeah, thank you there, Harjeet. How you doing there, buddy? Yep, welcome in. Make sure to subscribe. I go live pretty much every day. I go live pretty much every day. I'll probably go live at my funeral one day. I probably won't be saying much. I'll probably be like this. But but I've been going live since June the 20th. June the 20th. I mean, I've been going live for well over a year and a half, but I've been on a streak. I'm hoping I could make it till next June 20th. I've been going live every single day since June 20th, and we'll see if I can make it a whole. Now I don't have every single live stream saved, but that's the date that we're coming back from Texas, I believe. Let's see. Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. My back's been killing me, but I'm supposed to go in Wednesday to get these injections in my back. Um, they're going to be basically not burning, but they're going to be numbing the nerves on my back. Is what they're going to be doing. I do feel I'm better than where I was, 2 months ago. Uh, but I really hope I could, that these injections are going to be. I hope that they'll help out a whole lot more. I'd like to go out fishing this year. That's my main thing. My goal is to be out fishing again. Not so stable. Yeah, I have no clue about that. Saragossa. I have a Shimano Sahara. I love my little Sahara reel. Those are pretty good reels. My mother-in-law got me one a few years back, and that's my favorite reel of all. My wife has been knitting. She's been knitting a new blanket. I think she's making a new blanket for the new baby. My sinuses are all stuffy. We appreciate you guys. We don't have a baby name yet. We don't know the baby's name yet. It's kind of weird. We don't know the baby's name yet. Yep, we're going to have us a new little grandson. There'll be almost a 4-year difference between the grandboys. Eastern part of PA is under 12 inches of snow and it's still coming down. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Michael. Okay, we got to make a few more of these. Well, let me see what I have hanging on the wall. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to go see how many of these I have already hanging on the wall. I did put a spot on the big wall for these. They basically took the place of the Odyssey jig. Oh yeah, I got to tie a bunch of these. I got to tie at least 6 more. At least 6 more of these. So right now I'm trimming up these feathers. We've been getting a little bit of snow flurries here and there, but we're pretty much done with the major part of the storm. We'll probably have one more batch of, or one more snowstorm before it's all done and over with. We're doing good. I'm doing good. Appreciate you guys in here. Hey, Kansas. Oh yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, my daughter's not doing that great. She's went to the hospital. Um, she had a really high fever. Keep her in your prayers. Also pray for Remington's family. He lost his sister-in-law this last week, and I think what they're saying is she had an aneurysm, and she's a young gal. She's only like 35 years old. Kind of sad, really sad. This here is the Dream Catcher. This is a 1/16 ounce. I do also make this in a 1/8 ounce too, and a 32nd ounce. Wonder working God. Yep, welcome in everybody. Thank you guys. Man, we got 76 people in here. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. The bobbin. Oh, this one here is a Stonfo. It's a Stonfo. You can get these online. I use a lot of different kind of bobbins. We do sell bobbins, but I have a lot of different brands of bobbins. They're okay. Sometimes you have to keep messing with this because it'll loosen up or tighten up on you pretty fast. Sometimes it's a hassle. Appreciate everybody in here, guys. Thanks for coming in. If you do put in an order today, there's a good chance it probably won't ship out tomorrow. And it's we do have our post office. This is a country route, so uh, hopefully there'll be snow plowing our road. Hopefully by tomorrow. So there's a good chance it may not go out tomorrow. That's what I'm trying to get to. Do folks long line hair jigs or traditional dip them in brush? Both ways. A lot of people do them different ways. Um, hey, what we sit down, you go to find these stuff. Are you talking about a website? Hey there, Rem. Yeah, our website's rubenfloresjigs.com. There should be a link on the bottom there. Well, no, we don't have the link on this one. Yep. Yep. Just go to my profile and click on more, and you'll see a link to our website. Yep, there's our website right there. Thank you there, Remington. I have till to know, so I'm a gone join you on that. Okay. Yep. Need to find stuff to make it. We do sell stuff. We sell material, vices, tools, all that stuff. Yep. There should be a link either right down there or up there if you're watching on a tablet or PC. No, I'm not live on TikTok right now. No, I was live earlier there. I was live over there, not right now. I'll be doing a dual live here probably next week, or late next week because uh, we lost our ring light. Our ring light went out, and so I ordered a new ring light. So we should get the ring light here probably Thursday or Friday. And so the phone holder that I use to hold the TikTok phone is now hanging right above me. Yeah. And I'll show that to you guys here real fast. I got a crazy contraption. I have lights hanging from the ceiling. Okay, here we go. Flip this around. Okay, I have that crazy tripod hanging up from the ceiling. And this right here normally holds my ring. Well, this right here is for the phone on my TikTok phone because I'll go live on two phones. Right now, it's holding that light, but I did have my other ring light is right over there. It burnt out when the electric went out, and we had a power surge. So normally that light's right up there, and it is a really good ring light. I mean, it's a 15-inch ring light. I've had that thing for years, and the other morning we lost our electricity around 4:30 in the morning, and when it came back on, it burnt the little um, what you call the cord that has a box in the middle of it, like an adapter. It burnt that up. It was black. I'm glad we didn't start a fire, and so I had to get a new one. So it's like $40 for a new ring light. Um, oh, they both made a speech at the funeral. Aw, yeah, that is. Yeah, keep Remington's family in your prayers. That is tough. I mean, their mom, 35 years old. That is that is just tough there. Yeah, the little boy likes fishing, and Remington's given him a few jigs, and I think Remington's going to buy his nephew a vice or something. And so keep them in prayers. I mean, they know the Lord, and you know they're basically a Christian family, and so I mean it is tough when you lose somebody, and it's easier. It makes it a little bit easier, not a whole lot easier, because they're just kids. When you know where your mom or your dad or your grandma and grandpa's going, it makes um, it makes passing on a little bit easier for your family. You know, let's see here. Do you like need a vice to make them? You don't need when I first started tying, I used vice grips. That was my very first vice. I had vice grips. I held the hook and basically between my knees, and I tried making a lure. That was the first time I ever tried making a lure, and then I ended up buying like a $10, $15 cheap vice, and that's what I used for a couple of years. I kept going through them about every 8 months for the first couple of years, and then I ended up putting you know, buying the Peak Vice, which is quite a bit of money back then for us. It's quite a bit of money for us. Yeah, we had hardly any money when I first started making lures, and when I when I was looking at this vice, I spent a couple of months looking at other vices. I was actually looking at the Odyssey Griffin. I almost said the Honda Odyssey, but the Odyssey Griffin, and it's a pretty decent vice, you know. And I had friends of mine that owned Peak vices, and they were like, "Oh, you got to go with the Peak. You know, you're gonna fall in love with the Peak vice." And so I ended up going with the Peak, and we didn't have a lot of money again when I first got into lure making. Um, back then, it was like I bounced it off my wife, And I waited a couple of weeks because that was a big investment for us. At that time, it was like 150, 170 bucks with the D-arm and everything. And I'll tell you how God works sometimes. She said, well, you better, when I did make the purchase, my wife goes, well, it better pay for itself. And that night we had like a $300 order that came in and basically paid for the vise. I mean, that's how God works sometimes. He knows your needs. He knows what's going on. I've been tying for about 15 years. 15 years. It'll be 16 years, and well, I can't remember if it's August or November. It'll be 16 years on one of those. No. It'll be 16 years, and oh, when was it? November. I think it was November. August is the anniversary of me going live here on YouTube. I get them confused. I get them confused. Okay, we're gonna do what after this? We're gonna do some assassin lures after this one here. This here again is the dream catcher. Appreciate everybody in here, guys. Make sure to subscribe. Okay, we got 2 more of these to do. Oh, yeah, we got 2 more of these to do, and then we're going to tie. I said the assassin a while ago. We're going to tie a few of the ninjas. Let's see here. Hey there, Henry. Some pretty bad snow here this weekend. At least it happened on the weekend, I guess. Not as many people working. How long does it cost? I mean, how much does it cost to make one? OE. Oh, make. Oh, I don't know. I can't really tell you that because I'm in business. I'm not going to tell you the cost of the lure, but it depends on how much you spend on, on your material and how much does it cost to make one. In my case, it costs time. you know, I do charge for my time when it comes to these lures too. You know. Hey there, Rhoda. How you doing there? How warm is it over there in Florida where you're at? What is that? 89 degrees? No, I bet it's cooler over there. I bet you guys are getting a little bit of the cool weather. We got about 10 inches of snow here. What a beautiful night. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's pretty windy there. I'm glad it's not that windy here. It was windy that way probably about 3 days ago. We were getting 30-mile-an-hour gusts. But it's a lot warmer. Right now, the wind is kind of stopped. We're supposed to be in the negative temps tonight. 2, 4, 5. We need one more of these, and we're going to switch colors here. No, we're not getting any more snow. I mean, we're getting little flurries that'll pop in from time to time, but we did get about 10 inches this weekend. It's just going to get super cold tonight. There's not going to be a lot of wind tonight, and um, so we're kind of between, you know, the cold front that came in and the warm front that's going to be coming here. And the warm front that's coming our way, it's not really that warm because of all the cold air that went southward. Now the southern winds are going to blow them back up to us, and but that won't be till tomorrow sometime. So tonight we're going to be around -5, -6, with really no breeze, and so a lot of the ponds and the lakes are going to freeze up pretty bad tonight. If you do live in Oklahoma, don't go walking on the ponds just because your lake or your pond is iced over. Don't take any chances. Now I think Remington and Panfish King are supposed to get more snow their way, but they live up in Indiana. They are up in Indiana. I know a lot of I know Texas and Louisiana. I think parts of Arkansas and Mississippi got a lot of ice. keep Clint in your prayers too. He lives up in the mountains. He lives up in the mountains, and so I imagine they may not have electric. Is it required to leave drains open? My son in Kentucky said, not really. His first year there. The drains open? Are you talking about the spigots, the faucet? We leave ours a little bit more than a drip. 15, but we have maybe. Oh, well, that's good there, Remington. Now, Panfish said they were going to get snow all night. They got a bunch more snow coming in. I know they told us to keep. I mean, and it makes sense. You got to keep your faucets dripping so that they don't freeze up. Sunshine and prayers. Yep. What all in the Royal Coachman toolkit? Let me go grab one here for you. I'll show you here in just a bit. Just letting it drip so it doesn't cause the pipe to burst. Yes. Yep. Yeah, just let it drip because I mean here they told us that because we're going to be getting a really bad freeze to leave it on a little more than than a drip. You want it to trickle. I think trickling's right before before a steady flow, I guess, or low flow or whatever. But yeah, you don't want your pipes to freeze up. You don't want them to burst. You want to have running water. You want to be able to flush the toilets. You want to be able to, pour you a glass of water, wash your hands, stuff like that. I'll tell about 8 p.m. Yep. Okay, let's go up here, and I'm gonna go grab the coachman, the Royal Coachman. So I'm gonna bring you there. I'm gonna bring you there. That way the vise is not in the picture. Okay, this is the Royal Coachman. Remington had bought this, a couple of years back. He bought this, and I tell everybody if you're on unlimited, if your income's, your savings is pretty limited. If you don't have a lot of money to spend, put it that way, um, or if you have if you think you may want to get into fly tying or lure making, this here runs about $45. There is a wooden box there, and it does come with these tools in it. I'm gonna show you guys here. It comes with scissors. You get a threader, which is to help put the thread through the bobbin. That's the bobbin. You got a bodkin right there. That you don't know what a bodkin is right there. That's a little bit thicker than a needle, like a sewing needle, but they come in very handy at times. You got hackle pliers right there. You got your, there you go again, just hackle pliers. You got your bobbin right there. You got your scissors. You got your bodkin right there. You got your threader and your whip finisher. And that's what comes with it. That right there looks like a stacker. That looks like a hackle stacker. And let me see this. Let me open this. Well, is it taped up? Yes, it's taped up. Open this up. Ooh. Oh, it is a pretty box. I'm just letting you guys know that. It is a very pretty box. Yeah, here. I'm not going to open it because I don't want to put any scratches or anything on there. But it is a really nice wooden box. And it comes with all that stuff in there. Remington, does it come with? Yeah, okay, it is a stacker. If you don't know what a stacker is, it's a hackle stacker. And and you got your vise right there. It's not a fancy thing. That vise there is not super fancy, but it'll get you started into lure making. It'll get you started into lure making. And again, it's 45 bucks. All you got to do if you want to make lures, this jigs like I do, you just got to get jig heads, thread, marabou or neck hackle feathers, chenille, maybe some flashing, and you'll be all set, ready to go. All right, there's Wayman too. Wayman got it. Yep. I still use all the tools. Yep. But it's a good way into to getting into making lures. And again, some people they buy the vise, they buy the peak rotary vise. Some of these people will buy Renzetti vise. A Renzetti vise is a really good vise. I've never tied on one, but they're really good vices. They'll last you forever. This is a forever vice too, and they'll some of these people they go out and they'll spend $2,000-3,000 on fly tying stuff. They'll buy an $80 cape, you know, a hackle cape or something, and they think they're going to get into lure making, and they get into it and they get frustrated because they're not that good, and you know it's like me. When I started juggling, I didn't pick up 12 balls and start juggling them. It took time for me to get good at it. So with fly tying and lure making, it's going to take you time. you know let's see here. um yeah, you keep it in the boat compartment. We have some people. We have one guy that goes out in a canoe and goes fishing, and he'll sit there with a bobber, and he ties fly fishing flies, but he fly fishes differently. He puts his flies on a bobber and puts his rod hanging out the canoe, and he'll sit there and tie jigs sometimes or tie flies, fly fishing flies, and he'll have a bobber, uh, and he uses his bobber for the weight, to cast. He doesn't have a fly rod, and he has a little topwater lure that floats, and he'll cast it and zing it out there where he wants it, and he'll put he has a rod holder for his canoe, and he'll just let it sit there until his bait goes down. Let's see. I've had each of them from entry to master, and they're all exceptional. Good. Yeah, yeah, they're good vices. I've never had one. My most expensive vice I've ever owned is a Peak, and we sell Peaks, and they're good vices. Or got me hooked. I had to get the Peak. Yeah, yeah. We sell a lot of these Peaks here. We sold a bunch to people on TikTok, Facebook, and then here on YouTube, and they're good vices. But yeah, don't if you don't know if you want to tie lures, get the Royal Coachman Toolkit. It's 45 bucks, and you're going to find out really fast whether you really like making lures or not. Again, some people go out and they spend a lot of money on fly tying tools and material and stuff, and a couple of things happen. One is they don't have the patience to get better at it. They get flustered because they're not making any fly fishing lures that look like Brian Smith's, and they're not making any jigs that look like mine. And that's okay. Spend more time making lures. Another thing that happens is people spend all this money on a lot of they spend a lot of money on stuff, they don't have the time. That's another thing that factors in. They think they're going to have time to make lures, and one thing happens when you become a lure maker. Uh, you're going to have time that goes into making lures, and that time into going making lures may take up some of the time that you would normally be fishing. And so again, buy the Royal Coachman. It's $45. You're not spending a lot of money. You can go ahead and buy all the stuff. We have everything here to make the jigs that I make, except the ones with eyes. Let's see here. Yeah, extremely versatile. You can do things. Again, if you do buy the Peak Vise, make sure you get this piece. It comes separately. This is called the D-arm. I have mine up here. You can adjust this and put this down there. That's the way I had it when I first started. But to me, I don't have to, you know, I don't have to sit there and, you know, do that. But it spins. Uh, you have this here. You can trap your vise up here if you want to work on the underside. You want to work on the sides. You can do that. The Peak rotary vise does come with the cradle, and it is great. You know, you do have these plastic nuts there, and don't worry about them. These are the same original plastic nuts that came with the vise, and I've tied again over 500,000 jigs with this vise. I've tied over 500,000 jigs with these. Yeah, the LHRS, that is a pretty good model. I'd like to try that out and make some lures with that. I've never tried it. That's something there I'm interested in. I'd like to try all their vices out. They got some really cool vices. Urban, welcome in. Yeah, you can practice reeling it in. I got a big one there. Got a big one. Um, hey there, Jeremy. Oh, I'm doing good. Oh, you're talking. That's Remington talking to Jeremy. There's Clint. But it is fun making lures. It's fun catching fish with your own lures. When I first started, I got the materials to make just a couple of colors. Um, I had white chenille, um, black chenille. I bought the white feathers and the chartreuse feathers, and I didn't even have flashing. I don't think I put flashing on any of my lures for probably the first year that I made lures. Yep. We are going to do the drawing somewhere between 5 and 6 o'clock on Thursday night. These are the guys that are in the drawing so far. Right now, we got Jeremy Mack in here a bunch of times. We got Alvy, Wayman for Remington, Jeremy Mack, again, another spot. Wayman for Gary, Alvy, Wayman for Panfish, Wayman for Ben, Panfish for Wayman, Wayman for Ron. Spunky's in here too. Wayman for Victoria, Wayman for Clint, Wayman for Renee, Panfish for Wayman, Wayman for Showflies, Wayman for Colby, Wayman for David Daniels, Wayman for Mark Alexander, David D for Panfish, David D for Remington, David D for Wayman, Wayman for Victoria Bauer. We got Wayman for Grumpy Bass, Wayman for Drew Griffin, Drew for Wayman. We got Drew in here a couple times more. We got Tim Hopkins, Wayman for Fishy Things, and we got Enrique in here too, Henry. So those are the people that are going to be in the running for a new Ninja pole. New Ninja pole. You got the pedestal. Yep, it works great. I had the pedestal when I first started because I had a C clamp for my other vise. In fact, this here is the C clamp for my other vise. I have the catch bag here, and how this works is I clamp this to my table. I don't use this anymore. It's the old shaft for my old vise that I had before the Peak. But I do have this here that I keep. I clamp it to the table, and I use that to catch my feathers. If you ever see me pushing feathers off the table, I'm pushing them off into this. It's coming very handy. This C clamp held the peak vise when I first got the peak. I had a pedestal base for the peak when I first bought it. It came in very handy. It worked out good when I went to tackle shows and stuff. And but when I was in the shop, I put the peak in this here, and so I did end up getting another peak. Uh, One of my friends who made lures, named Tim. Is it Tim? But golly, yeah, Tim. There's two. There's two different Tims that have passed away that made lures. One was um, Tim White, and I want to say Tim Hill. And one of the Tims gave me a peak vise that they had, and they actually bought the peak because of me and how I liked it. And we used to sit there and basically FaceTime and talk and hang out and both tie jigs. A lot of hibernating this weekend. Yeah. I am done. I think I'm going to call it the day, guys. I am done. I think I'm going to call it the day and take the rest of the day off and kick back and go or something and get ready to watch some football this afternoon and this evening. And again, tomorrow I'll be back in the shop. It'll probably be a half a day too, because tomorrow we're supposed to be, I think the high tomorrow is like 14 degrees. Go Seattle. Yep. The coolest lure ever made. It's probably like 20 degrees. That was probably the coolest lure. Let's see here. Yep. You guys have a good and great day. Make sure to pray for Remington's family. Make sure to pray for my sister too. My daughter. My daughter. She's at the hospital right now. I'm gonna check on her too. On the road to another ring. Yep. We'll catch you guys later. Thank you again for watching, and appreciate you guys. We'll be back in the shop again sometime tomorrow. What I may end up doing is coming to the shop and cranking up all the heaters and going back and drinking some coffee and letting it warm up in here before I work. So we'll see you guys later. Thank you again for watching. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. We'll catch you guys later. You guys be good. Goodbye. God bless you guys. You guys be good.